Okay, so I know this showcase is a little bit late, but hey, I didn't get this character until recently when I got super lucky on my Shoko summons. Got Shoko, had an extra summon left over, went and was like, all right, I'm gonna summon on the Inumaki banner. What's the worst that could happen? And then I pulled Inumaki. So that was absolutely hype. So now I'm gonna be showcasing this character for you guys. He is level 100. I have all his skills at level 8, nothing into his potential route yet, but he's still able to perform really well because he is a support character. He's going to be absolutely amazing. The team I'm going to try to run him on, keyword being try, is this team right here, an all mono red team. I might need to switch things up a little bit, but I think, you know, Gojo's one of the best characters in the game. Yaga's one of the best characters in the game. We have Inumaki here for support, who's also pretty good, and then Yuta's still one of, like, it's just a lot of really good characters for red. Red's just so stacked, right? So hopefully we'll be able to do well. Here are the skill levels for everybody. Feel free to pause the video if you need to see those, and the stage we're going to be taking on is actually 447. I do think Inumaki would be a little bit more beneficial in a single target fight, but I think that'd be too easy. So I want to take on a multi-target fight and see kind of how he performs in that overall, and I'll go over his skills as we go through the battle and kind of explain how they work. So with that said, let's try this out. Alright, so for Yaga, we're going to go ahead and skill 2, you know, the normal, and then we have choices here, right? I honestly really like Inumaki's skill 2, however, it costs a lot of cursed energy. His other skills are a little bit more reasonable, but his skill 1 deals damage to the enemy, 138% of cursed technique. But then, if you have cursed speech stacked on the enemy, it deals additional damage equal to 100% of cursed technique, and the damage scales with the amount of cursed speeches as stacked on the enemy. Each cursed speech is worth a 50% increase up to 300% when you have 6 at the most. And then his skill 2 here has 142.88% chance to apply stun for 1 turn and applies 35.58% Gen attribute or red attribute physical technique damage taken increase for 2 turns and applies 35% red attribute curse technique damage taken increase for 2 turns to the target enemy or enemies. And then when the target includes a formidable foe, you deal damage to yourself with this skill. Keep that in mind. Same thing with this other skill, right? But the damage is a little bit more on this one, and then it's the most on this one. Or is it the most on this one? I know it's the most on the ultimate. Okay. And then so the third skill deals damage equal to 272.71% of curse technique and applies curse speech to all enemies for 5 turns. It's 1 curse speech count. And then if the target enemy only includes formidable foes, applies additional curse speeches to the enemies, 2 curse speeches for 5 turns, which is nice, which we could do, and then we could go for the skill 1 if we were going for damage. I think generally though, like his skill 2 is going to be his best skill for using him as a support, just in my opinion. So we'll go with skill 2 here to start. I may switch it up. I don't know. We'll see. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to go for the ultimate gauge here. And we'll probably just go skill 2 here as well. And then we want to go skill 3 with Yuta. It doesn't, I don't think it really matters which one we target. They're both, well, I guess this one's the main guy, so we'll go after this one. Okay, here we go. Big stun, that's nice. Don't forget that also raises how fast our ultimate gauge goes up. So like stun plus the debuffs plus ultimate gauge up, like it's a really good skill. That's why it costs so much cursed energy though. Alright, so let's take a look at him really quickly. Increases damage taken by 35.58% from curse and physical techniques for red characters. We'll skill 2 here. And then we'll skill 3 here. Not a lot of damage from skill 1, but that is fine. Alright, we're getting close to ults with Gojo and Yuta. Alright, we'll skill 2. We can skill 3 here, that's the nice thing. Even though it might as well because we want to see it, right? Let's get the stacks on them. Skill 2 here. Even though it would be better technically to save for a skill 2. And skill 3 here. Okay, curse speech on each of them. Actually a decent amount of damage. Okay, beautiful. Alright, and so far so good. Okay, so They each got, what, 1 stack of curse speech. When turn ends, takes damage equal to 30% of the effect giver's curse technique. Damage scales with curse speeches, right? So that's kind of cool, right? We'll go ahead and do that. We'll skill... See, using skill 1 right here is going to do extra damage. We'll try it. And then we're going to go ahead and do the domain expansion. And then we'll skill 1 right here. And we should be able to ult with Yuta next turn. I kind of don't want to ult with Yuta yet though, because I want to be able to... I'm gonna wait actually. Let's do this again. More curse speeches, because I want to be able to see the ult of Inumaki as well. So we're gonna wait a turn. Dude, actually, he was doing a lot of damage right there. Damn. Holy crap. Okay. Don't forget the domain effect is still on them, so we'll do both of these here. And we're about to see how much Inumaki can do damage-wise. He might do more than I thought. Alright, let's see. Yo, actually, it's not bad. It's not bad at all for a support character. Dude, dang. Okay, his healing is actually kicking in quite a bit too. Well, we should win right here. Wow. You know what? The thing that impresses me most out of this showcase is not even the support. Like, I really like the support of the having the stun and the ultimate gauge and the debuffs and the buffs all in one move. Like, that's really nice for Inumaki. I do think you need to run him with a battery like Kaido to make that skill 2 really effective, but what I was really impressed with here was his damage. Like, his damage actually did surprise me. He did almost as much damage as Gojo there. Like, that's actually kind of impressive. Granted, Gojo is still more of like kind of a support character in a way, but I was using damage skills with him a good part of the time. So for Inumaki to keep up in damage, that is impressive. No matter how you look at it, that is impressive. He was also healing himself, also took the most amount of damage, right? So like overall, the stats definitely are in his favor. He looks very, very good. That's just my opinion though. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. And once again, I do just want to reiterate, I think if you want to use him more as support and not damage, because I was definitely using him more as damage in that case, you need to run him with like Kaido. I think Kaido is what's going to make him look really good. But let me know your guys' thoughts. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. And thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. Peace.